everyone, Elsie Torres here, um, working on my first recording. Today I'm going to focus on the Equity Scorecard, Theory of Change by Estella Mara Bensamin. The Equity Scorecard is a process to help higher education professionals change practices at their college or university to effectively create equitable outcomes for historically underrepresented student groups. The theory of action within the Equity Scorecard draws on the socio-cultural idea that learning is social, that learning is facilitated by assistance performance that is responsive, that learning is mediated by cultural tools and artifacts, and that learning takes place within communities. For each phase, different tools are used to assess student performance, identify intervention points, and establish goals. At the conclusion of the process, the college or university will have completed a scorecard that identifies the measures it will use to gauge progress towards its long-term equity goals to increase college completion rates for students of color. This piece focuses on the traditional expectations of college students as it relates to their preparation, involvement, engagement, and motivation with respect to their performance as a college student. This article discusses assumptions and labels such as at risk that are often given to students who do not display the levels of engagement or behaviors and not necessarily seek support services. Euphemisms in education such as at risk, disadvantaged, and underrepresented are directly connected to student social characteristics and cultural backgrounds. Racial and ethnic disparities in student outcomes are a reality at most colleges and universities. We believe that the intellectual capital and resources that are necessary to respond effectively to this unfortunate reality are often situated within institutions. We also believe that compensatory programs that aim to eliminate racial and ethnic student deficits alone are not sufficient to bring about equity in student outcomes. This idea that practitioners focus on deficits of students rather than the deficit and culture of the organization that is receiving these students is a real phenomenon. This was highlighted in the reading through dialogue of faculty engaging in conversation in response to data that clearly lacked deeper levels of reflection on the part of the practitioners. The literature says, the reality is that a great many students, particularly from first-generation, low-income immigrant families or from marginalized racial and ethnic groups, have been disadvantaged by highly segregated high schools that lack the resources to prepare them academically and culturally for college. This made me think about the equity scorecard process and how that could be applied to my current school district, reframing the work with an emphasis on adults as learners through the lens of single loop versus double loop learning. How can we build the knowledge and competencies of our staff and faculty in order to achieve an equity mindset for our students? How can we change mindsets so that practitioners feel that they are the change agents within their roles and within their work? The literature says the aim of the Equity Scorecard is to assist practitioners in developing new funds of knowledge that empower them with the expertise, know-how, and self-efficacy to produce equitable outcomes within their classrooms, departments, and institutions. If this is the goal, how do we achieve it? I look forward to your comments.